Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. My name is Siobhan, and in today's reading, we're going to be looking at a positive mental health message for you from Spirit. So, I've been kind of off for the past few days, and I was just dealing with some of my own mental health stuff and physical health things, and just kind of resting and relaxing. And this was all guided by Spirit. They very much encouraged and urged me to do these practices. And so, I wanted to sit down today. I felt prompted to share kind of some of the things that Spirit brought through for me and how they would like to do the same for you through this reading. So please excuse the darkening of, it's a little bit darker here because the lights went out in group 3. If you are drawn to that group, you'll see that happen. I'm filming this after the readings, which normally I don't do. So we've got the 3 groups as usual. You've got group number 1 with Believe in Yourself. Group number 2 is Every Day You Are Leveling Up, and group number 3 is Trust Your Heart. If you feel drawn to more than one group or maybe in a particular order, trust your intuition. It will guide you to the messages that are meant for you. These are general readings. Just take what resonates from within the readings and leave the rest. The timestamps are in the description box, or you can use the chapters below this video to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1. I'm actually doing this a little bit backwards today. Usually I film the intro and then we have the significator cards ready to go for each reading, but I'm jumping right into your group with the filming. So we're going to pick a card together from this new deck that was sent in. Thank you so much, Nancy, for donating the Dogs Against Anxiety deck to us. So I know that that's the little extra card we don't need. So let's find out what card you're going to get here, group number 1, as your significator. Okay. It says believe in yourself. And it reads, good posture. Keep your head up and practice standing and sitting with good posture today. Notice how this affects other aspects of how you meet the world. Okay? So believing in yourself and having good posture is the kind of like mental health message that we're doing today. That's kind of the intention of this reading. I wanted to get some messages about mental health, which you probably heard in the intro. You have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, we're definitely talking about mental health here today. Group number 1. So anxiety, right? This is the deck. Dogs Against Anxiety, and we have the 9 of Swords, which is anxiety. So believing in yourself here is going to help. Posture is also helpful because what's coming to mind is when we hunch forward or when we roll our shoulders forward, it's a defensive response. It's the body and the nervous system's way of trying to protect itself. So if you, like, for example, if you sleep with T-Rex arms, if you sleep in the fetal position, if you find yourself kind of trying to make yourself small even when you're awake during the day, or you're hunched over all the time, this can be a sign that your nervous system is dysregulated because of anxiety. And I know this firsthand because I have neurodivergencies and anxiety is one of them. And yeah, I definitely find that I sleep with those crunched up arms. So like watch your posture, group number 1. Oh, good. We have the Sun card. So this is talking about healing. There's hope. I just heard from Spirit. There is hope. There is healing on the horizon. The more that you believe in yourself, the Sun is also about the self. Like in astrology, the Sun represents your physical body. It represents your identity, your ego, your sense of self, your physical appearance. So this is really what we're focusing on here. You may even have anxiety about your physical appearance. Like, how is your posture affecting how you look? Like tech neck? I don't know. Well, it could be anything. But there's something about posture and anxiety and then how you see yourself. But I'm seeing physical body healing as well. Yeah, this feels nervous system related, group number 1. I gotta say that. It feels very strongly nervous system related. So regulating your nervous system, getting into more peaceful states physically at the body level is gonna help your mind to relax. Page of Swords, this is very much up in the head, in the mind, in the brain. If the brain is stressed out and overworked, the body is going to reflect that. And if the body is stressed out, this can affect the mind. But I feel like this is kind of a top-down thing for you, group number 1. So the halo over the head, talking here about the crown chakra, he's wearing glasses. This reminds me of the third eye, seeing things clearly, maybe even eye strain. Yeah, because I know for me, sometimes when I get really stressed out, and my posture is bad, it starts to strain the nerves that run into the brain, and then I start having sight issues. This is like a real thing. I had to look it up. It's like the occipital nerves and how that translates to the eyes, the cranial nerves. Everything's all connected. Like the central nervous system is such a crazy, complex thing. Wheel of Fortune. Your fate is changing. Group number 1. So your fate is going to change if you've been stuck in a cycle. This is also what the Wheel of Fortune can talk about, being stuck in a cycle. Rumination, I just heard. Oh, okay. Yeah, so rumination is like you're stuck on a loop with your thoughts and having a hard time breaking that loop. Maybe not seeing things clearly or not being connected to that solar energy through the crown chakra. Yeah. 3 of Wands. I just heard get out of your comfort zone. You know, this may, and the Ace of Swords on the bottom. So the comfort zone is not always comfortable, especially if you have anxiety or if you deal with a lot of mental or physical stress, or mental stress putting physical stress on your body. The comfort zone can become that place because the body is really good at adapting. And that's, you know, homeostasis. The problem is that when we get stuck in a particular dysregulated state, the body adapts to that, and that becomes the norm. That becomes the homeostasis point that the body will always balance back to. So you have to consistently enough shift the dysregulated nervous system to get things balanced into their optimal position, and then maintain that for long enough to condition the body to adapt back to that as the baseline. And I know personally that this is very, very difficult to do, especially when you're coming from a history of chronic stress and the impact that that can have on your physical body and on your mind and your thinking patterns, things like that. That's what Page of Swords is talking about here, though. It's being able to, it's like you can't really think your way out of this one, group number 1. You can't think your way out of this one. But that being said, you can find clarity. So what's the difference? Well, clarity is more like a knowing. That's why I'm getting from the halo over his head, crown chakra. It's like claircognizance, just a state of knowing. Not really thinking about it, but just knowing. And that's what I'm getting from the Ace of Swords, which can talk about thought, but I'm seeing it just like you have a clarity of mind all of a sudden, and you know what you need to do. And what you need to do, group number 1, is really what this cute little pup here is talking about, believing in yourself. And possibly shifting your posture will help you do that. You know, there's studies that standing a certain way, taking up more space, you know, like the Superman pose or the Wonder Woman pose, it can actually release certain endorphins and neurochemicals in the brain that make you feel more confident or help you to feel more confident. So our body posture is directly related to the way we feel and think, and vice versa. So again, this is like the loop, and there's a way to break yourself out of it by getting out of that comfort zone and exploring your options elsewhere. Abundance. Oh, I love to see this for you, group number 1. I'm so happy. This makes me so happy. That's the sun energy, happiness. Things grow in the sun. Yes, you are growing, group number 1. It may not feel like it. You may doubt or fear or go into these loops or spirals in the mind that make you doubt and question whether you are getting anywhere, whether this is working, whether you are healing. Yes, you are. Spirit has called you here today to this reading specifically to let you know and to confirm to you that you are healing and that your fate is changing. The cycle will be broken. I just heard from Spirit. Okay, that was very loud. The cycle will be broken, group number 1. And on the other side of this suffering and stress and fear and anxiety and pain, even at the physical level, is going to be clarity, a sure sense of knowing, and abundance that comes in because the wheel is turning. It can't stay in one place for too long. Let's get the unicorn cards. I put my unicorn candle here by Jalissa's messages today. I won this through one of her contests that she had on her page. She's one of my favorite readers. I don't know why. I just love her so much. And every time I go over to one of her readings, I feel calm and like just her voice is soothing to me. So thank you, Jalissa. We have worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Okay. So you've been waiting for this for a long time, group number 1. And I can so empathize with you. I'm also getting the word sympathize. So maybe you are used to people not being able to sympathize or empathize with you, because this type of a state of being is it's very internal. It's hard to explain that to someone if they've never experienced it. Like, how do you explain anxiety to someone who's never had it? Or how do you explain rumination or OCD or PTSD to someone who's never been through that experience? It's really hard to relay that information and to explain, even when you don't know why your body's doing what it's doing, because the body will respond very unconsciously to what it perceives as a threat, even if there is no physical threat or danger. So you've been waiting a long time for this. Your patience will be rewarded. You don't see this, though, is what they're telling me. You don't see this. But you can feel it if you tune in. Listen to your true feelings, not the negative thoughts, the feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong. Don't let your mind, group number 1, talk you into something that you know is not true. And it's very good at doing this. Trust me, I know. I know. The mind is a powerful thing. And if used for the wrong reasons or in the wrong direction, can be destructive. But used with awareness and with the right intentions behind it, the mind becomes a really powerful manifester, a really powerful creator of our reality. And even just talking about this at the physical level, like how your mind affects your body, it can be a powerful healing tool. Now, what this listen to your true feelings card is talking to me here about is you being able to see from outside of the confines of this mental loop that you've been in. So how do you do that? Well, you kind of have to jar the system. That's what they're showing me, like jar the system. Because if you're stuck in a loop, the only way to break the loop is to kind of throw a wrench into the works. Do something you've never done. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone. Exposure therapy sometimes might be helpful. Not in all cases, though, by the way. Not in all cases. But you being able to challenge your thoughts, you being able to question what's coming up. Sometimes what I do that I find helpful is I'll challenge the thought as to whether it's really true. And I will listen to my intuition over the thoughts, because those two go to war sometimes, like I'm a very intuitive person. I'm a professional psychic medium, energy healer. I see clairvoyantly, all these things, right? But my mind will still run away with me sometimes, and it can kick up some dirt in my eyes so that I can't see. And then I have to follow my intuition. I'm kind of getting that here for you as well, group number 1. It's like you need to follow your intuition by feeling into what feels not necessarily true or accurate, but what is emotionally true when you're in a regulated state, because it's really hard to access the truth when you're dysregulated. Hello and goodbye. You'll soon see that this change will make things better. There's definitely a change for the better here. I love to see that. So listening, oh, look at that. Relax. Everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all going to be fine. 9 of Swords is worry. They're really talking, and look at that. Talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. So opening up, even just to yourself, because I feel like this is going to be helpful, group number 1. Talking about how you feel can maybe get it out of your head. Okay, so here's another thing that I would sometimes do. I'll question my thoughts to ask myself if they're empirically true. Like, what is the data that I have to back this thought up? Do I have proof that this is true, or do I want it to be true? And why is that the case? If I'm thinking this all the time and I'm putting all this mental energy into it, I know as a manifestor, as a creator being, that's just going to create it. So it's kind of like getting the reins on this wild horse that is the mind. The other thing is sometimes speaking it out loud, like something that sounds so legit in your head, when said out loud, can be absolutely ridiculous. And you hear it and you just kind of stop and you can't help but just laugh at yourself and go, wait a second, that's silly. But not to invalidate the thought, just realizing that it's so not as true as you believed that it was when it was purely internal. So telling a friend, talking to yourself out loud, these things can be helpful. And whatever you're doing differently here, group number 1, in believing in yourself and in doing this healing work at the mental and physical level, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that really strongly. Everything is going to be okay. You are going to shift this pattern. It is assured. Think of happy thoughts, not bypassing the negative thoughts, but just choosing intentionally what you are cultivating in your mental space. And like I said, it's hard to do, but it can be done. So I'm feeling drawn to this deck, which is technically a romance deck. We're not looking at romance today, but we're going to read these cards and interpret them in the context of the theme of this reading of the topic today. So let's see. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Your self-respect, group number 1, is going to help you heal. Believe in yourself. Love yourself first. Talk to yourself out loud. I do this with myself, and I recommend this. I was actually talking about this with a client the other day. Doing mirror work. So like connecting to yourself in the mirror, because sometimes when we're stuck in a chronic fight or flight response, or even like the freeze or fawn, when we're dysregulated in any way at the nervous system level, on some level we are dissociating from ourselves, and that is a split in our consciousness. It fragments it and it makes it harder to kind of get a handle on some of these negative thoughts or patterns. So looking in the mirror and connecting to yourself, talking to yourself. I just heard talk yourself down, okay? So like if you're really wound up and you're really stressed out, go talk to yourself in the mirror and say, hey buddy, it's going to be okay. Like, I'm right here with you, friend. I hear you. I am you. I understand this is hard, but it's going to get better. I promise you that. And I guarantee there's probably going to be a part of you that comes up and says, how do you know that? That's bullshit. That's lies. And you just go, no, it's like, just trust me. I got this. It's like the part of you that is afraid because it doesn't know what to do. And if there's a part of you that even just postures as if you know what to do, it can help to calm things down. You know, it's kind of like you got to take the lead here for yourself, group number 1, taking the lead. Yeah, Sun is Leo energy. This is like leadership, self-leadership. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. What I'm seeing is this is the one, like this is the answer. And there's not just like one answer to solving mental health. I think it's a whole toolbox of different things. Like there's so many tools in my mental health tool belt that I pull out at different times. Sometimes I need rest. Sometimes I need to talk to a friend. Where is it here? Sometimes I need to get out of my comfort zone and go do something I've never done before to kind of shock the system. Like I was saying before, like going somewhere I've never been. It's like a positive sort of culture shock, even if it's just going to a different part of the neighborhood. Doing that mirror work, positive self-touch and posture, like I was saying before, but like physically connecting with your body. So, there's a word for it. Hold on. What is it called? I can't remember the word for it, but it's like self-soothing. And it's kind of like stroking your arms gently. It's like positive sensory information that you're inputting into yourself, basically. So instead of having somebody else come over and give you a hug and calm you down or like stroke your hair, you do this with yourself, and it can help to regulate the nervous system because it releases the same sort of neurochemicals in the brain as if someone else was doing it for you. So if I remember what it's called, I'll write it down or I'll put it somewhere, but yeah. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So I'm seeing you calling in this part of yourself. Like I said, when we split off like that, we fracture the mind, we fracture the soul as well. I've seen this reflect at the soul level too, like anxiety and things like that. It can be because we're disconnected from a layer of ourselves, or there's shadow selves that are underneath the surface that have not been brought into the conscious light of day with the Sun card. And we need to kind of bring those parts up and acknowledge them, validate how they're feeling. So like listen to your true feelings, validate how those parts of you are feeling. Maybe it's an inner child, maybe it's an aspect of you that you've rejected, or I just heard cursed out. Okay, so like you hate a part of yourself, or you have judged this part of yourself or something and then pushed it away. And I'm seeing you calling this part of you back in. And this is what helps to heal the pattern. This is what helps you to let go and say goodbye to that old cycle where you were stuck in fear and resistance and doubt and lack. I'm also seeing something about prayers, affirmations, and visualizations being very helpful. These are other tools in the mental health and spiritual health tool belt. So using prayers, using faith, developing and cultivating faith, choosing affirmations to imprint into your subconscious mind, that can be helpful as well. There's a lot of subliminal channels out there, and Sublima, I think, is one of them. Subjunkie, like there's a bunch of different subliminal channels that just choose the one that you resonate with or that feels intuitively like it's pulling you toward it. But yeah, that can be very helpful as well to kind of start to recondition some of the deeper layers of the subconscious mind. I did stumble over the word visualizations when I was trying to read it. And since he's got the glasses on here, I feel like your vision is very important. Yeah, your ability to see something, that's like the light of day here. Your ability to see it clearly. So it's kind of like, Spirit's showing me an exercise that they're recommending for you, group number 1. They want you to visualize your strongest, healthiest, most confident, self-assured version of you. What would you look like? What would you stand like? What would you operate in the world like? How do you talk to other people? How does that version of you, what do they do? And even like visualizing from the start of the day, what do they do at first thing? Like what routines are part of their daily practice? What are they doing for the rest of the day? How are they interacting with people? What do they do for work? All these things, because there's something about this visualization technique that's going to be very helpful for you, especially if the mind is overactive. It's like, put it to work, right? Like if it's just gonna like go off the handles. I'm actually seeing the scene from The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it's like Mickey Mouse. He casts the spell. He's not sure what he's doing yet. And then all the brooms go crazy and make a mess. So it's kind of like the brooms are going crazy and making a mess. So give them something to do. Yeah, give your mind something to do. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And on the bottom, we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So you have worth waiting for twice. Look at that. Holy crap. This mental clarity, this level of mental health is worth waiting for. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to wait for it. You do have to put in effort, right? This isn't like a passive process. But I'm seeing that you doing this work, especially regarding where you have not loved yourself, where you have cast out or aside parts of you, cast them down into the shadows is what Spirit just said. Yeah, it's like parts of you that were cast into the shadows, and you're kind of like, you've been afraid to go down there because you don't know what's lurking. It's like, if you delve too deep, you unearth the Balrog. It's like, and then you have to fight it, but then you become Gandalf and you're reborn as the White Wizard. Okay, so sorry, I'm going into Lord of the Rings references. Nerd factor activate. But I feel like you guys, you're afraid of yourself on some level. And this may be very deep down, but it's showing up in these mental structures or patterns or the way that the mind is operating. So it's kind of like becoming your own best friend is going to be a blessing here. If you can wrangle the mind, not by breaking it like a horse, right? You don't want to break the horse. You want to befriend it. You want to partner with it. You want to team with it. That way there's mutual respect and understanding. Don't fight against your mind. Work with it. Give it tasks that help it to feel productive. Give it love and support. Mirror back what you need or what you perceive that you're lacking, and build yourself up from the ground floor. And even below that, like in the basement, the subconscious mind. Build yourself up from the subconscious upward. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And trust me, group number 1, this is most definitely going to be worth it, because it will transform your life. It will unlock new levels of happiness. I'm seeing like peace. I'm feeling you like You ever know that, that feeling when you go out and you lie in the sun and it's just like, everything's okay. The sun is shining on me. Maybe like taking a nap in a hammock in the sun. It's like the most relaxing thing. The mind is not running. You can just listen to the wind blowing and the leaves and the birds chirping in the distance, and the sun is beaming on your face and warming your skin. It's that kind of feeling, but from the inside out. And this is coming from love, you being able to validate and connect with yourself, you loving yourself first. This is what unlocks this untapped abundance from within you to manifest and create your reality by believing in yourself and making it real, making it happen. So be very vocal with yourself, maybe even with others, to get clear on how to break this cycle. If you need help, ask for it. I just heard as well. Okay. So like maybe you need a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, a friend, a doctor, a parent, somebody to come in and support you. If you need that, there is no shame in asking. Absolutely none. You deserve it and you need it. Group number 1. And it will help. Okay. So that is the reading that I have for you today. Oh, hold on. They told me to get charms. I have not done that in a while. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some charms for you, group number 1. Just a few. Look at that. You have 2 hatchets. What are the odds? Okay. So there's some like mental pruning that you need to do. I'm also seeing you just being really strong. Like they showed me, I saw visually somebody with like these 2 hatchets in their hand and being like, cha, 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 cha. So it's like you can like clear a way through the mental bracken. You know what I mean? Like the thorns and the prickly bushes in your mind that have walled off the happy pathways. And you're like, cha, 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 cutting through the negative thoughts and getting to the positive ones. You're forging a path, I just heard. Ooh, yes, forging a path. And look, you have the moon. So this is definitely talking about the subconscious mind. This is you being able to go subliminal. See how it's like 2 different colors? The top is one color, the bottom is the other. Subliminally. So you're going from one state of mind to the other. You're tapping into. And this is where the feeling realm is really helpful. Yeah, I want to put this with this on, listen to your true feelings, because your feelings will give you information that your mind doesn't necessarily have consciously or cognitively. Your emotional body will give you a lot of information about maybe where these thoughts originate from or how to combat them in that way or work with them depending on what you need. And then you have the lotus. So the lotus is a symbol of spiritual growth and ascension because it starts in the mud, right? It's like deep, deep buried in the mud. This is like the dark thoughts, the dark realm, the suppressed mind, these like different unconscious parts of the self that are really pressed down into that 3rd dimensional reality. And then it bursts forth. It actually grows out of that mud up into the water. The water is more like the subliminal subconscious realm and the ability to feel as well. Water is emotions. So you're bursting up out of the mud into the water, being able to feel, and then the feeling, clear feeling is going to help you get up into the surface where the flower blooms above the water in the light of day, in the sun. And then the crown chakra also represents the 1,000-petaled lotus. And I was talking about the crown earlier. So I'm going to put that there because I feel like this is you really opening your crown chakra and clearing your mind, being able to feel intuitively more clearly, being able to connect to your divine presence. It's like reconnecting these parts of yourself. Love truly is the answer and the key to that. So the more compassion and curiosity you have for yourself in those darker parts, the closer you get to the surface where all of that love and that abundance can flow in to you and through you. All right. So group number 1, that is the reading today. That's the message from Spirit regarding mental health. I hope that this reading was helpful. Just take what resonates, leave what does not. If it did not resonate with you, if it did not feel like it was for you, just leave it because it's for someone else. But I hope that these readings were helpful. I'm sending you guys so much love, blessings, and healing, healing, healing for your greatest and highest good and the greatest and highest good of all. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. I'm doing this reading a bit backwards. I didn't film the intro, so we're going to pick your card together here. You already know what it is because you will have seen it in the beginning or on the cover image, but I don't know what it is yet. Oh, it's this one. Okay, I felt it with my fingers. Thank you to Nancy who sent in this amazing deck to us, which is the Dogs Against Anxiety. Very fitting with the theme today around mental health. Okay, so every day you are leveling up, group number 2. And your card says, let it go. Write down 3 things you can control and 3 things you can't. Focus your efforts on what's in your power. Let go of the mental efforts on things out of your control. Okay, so you're leveling up by letting go, releasing what you can't control, and focusing your efforts on what you can. I'm going to leave that like that so I can see the message. Let's get some tarot. We'll do the Kawaii Tarot. Thank you to the donor who sent this one in. I think most, not all, but most of the decks we're using today. Actually, no, it's just these 2. Never mind. The other 3 are ones that I got years ago. Okay. So for group number 2, what is the mental health message that they are needing for their well-being spirit? Ooh, the Lovers. Okay. The Queen of Swords. I do feel like you may be letting go of a past relationship or getting clear on a decision as well, because the Queen of Swords is like this, I'm getting this energy of very clear decision making. Concise is the word I'm getting. Concise, very clear, very direct. She's the focus energy, and they were talking about focusing your efforts on what's in your power. The Lovers can be about making a decision, or it can be about relationships, or both. So I'm kind of feeling like you're making a decision that is going to focus your energy on what's going to make you happy. You have the 9 of Cups. This is a beautiful message. Beautiful message about you focusing on what you want, group number 2. And that may mean that you need to be very clear with other people who don't understand that or who don't align with what you're trying to create here. The Star card. Oh, yes, beautiful message to be getting in a mental health reading. The Star card is hope, healing, renewal, a brief respite after a period of chaos or destruction, and your ability to heal and rebuild. Yeah, it's like the pain goes away and what's left is this beautiful oasis of healing and happiness because you got really clear on what you wanted. That's what I'm feeling. 4 of Wands. You may, group number 2, also be wanting to build something for the future. Oh my God, King of Swords. Okay, so we have counterparts here, masculine and feminine of the same elemental suit. Okay, so this is like a divine union or counterpart situation, and that it does not always mean literal. That does not always mean to do with actual relationships. A lot of the time when I see that energy coming up, it's more about like the merging of those 2 dualities within yourself, or those 2 polarities, I should say, polarities within yourself. And the 4 of Wands is kind of like the altar at which you commit those 2 parts of the self together. Now, you may also be letting go of old ways of relating to other people or relating to your own happiness, because I'm seeing you being independently happy. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do that alone. I feel like your ability to know what you want and then create that or make that happen is commit to that is what I'm hearing. Yeah, commit to your own happiness, whether it's with someone or on your own or both. You're leveling that up. You're leveling that up like big time, group number 2. Let's get an angel card. There it is. Yes. I don't know why I said it like, yes. What is that from? That's a reference that I can't remember. That's funny. Anyway, let's get some unicorn cards. Just feeling very unicorny today. Unicorny. Unicorn candle from Jalissa's messages. We've got my unicorn crystal ball that was sent in by a subscriber. Big thanks for that. And the unicorn style like aura prism crystal quartz that I got from my friend. Okay, cool. You have healer. You have the power to help and heal others. Group number 2. Yes. Yes, you do. I'm seeing self-healing. Finish what you've started. You've started something important and now it's time to complete it. I think, group number 2, that part of you finishing whatever it is you need to finish here is letting go of what you don't need to hold on to anymore. So I was kind of getting this message from the beginning. I feel like you're letting go of some old relationship patterns, old ways of operating, old ways of like, old styles of connection or commitment to other people. And I'm seeing you healing yourself and being reborn. Both of these unicorns are young. Look at that. I just noticed. So there could be patterns that go back to childhood or to adolescence as well, because these are not like brand new foals. But they are like teenagers. This kind of vibe I'm getting. So you might want to explore like those old ways of operating, ways of thinking, ways of connecting or communicating with people, dating, romance, or otherwise, right? And I'm seeing you being able to get some relief from some of those patterns from the past and being able to heal yourself. I'm seeing purity, like she's wearing white. It's reminding me, we were talking about the altar there, the commitment. It's like brides wear white. So there's something about this purity or this fresh start that you're getting. You'll know in the morning. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea of what to do. Relax until then. I do see a lot of clarity of thought here, clarity of mind. You're leveling up your ability to think clearly is what I just heard. And that's why I think writing some of this stuff down can make it more concrete so that you can see what doesn't serve you or what you're ready to release, and you can finish it. It's between these 2 cards. Which one is it, Spirit? This one. Thank you. True. Yes. What you're asking about is the truth. Look, you have yes and then true. I feel like you're also going to be feeling what is very true for you. Try something new on the bottom. You'll only know that you can do something if you try. You may be trying something new. Yes, yes, yes. You are trying something new. New way of healing that helps you level up. New way of thinking or communicating. New way of, I just heard adoring yourself. Okay. Adoring yourself. Self-admiration, admiring yourself. It's like I'm seeing somebody patting themselves on the back and needing to do that, right? Because maybe nobody else has done that for you, or you just really need to feel that from yourself. Okay. Children, I knew young energy was important here. Your love life is being affected by children. These are romance angels cards. Some of your reading is a little bit to do with love and romance, but I chose this deck to mostly just like interpret it from like a mental health standpoint or a healing standpoint. So we're going to interpret it however, but look at that. I knew young energy was important. I just, like Spirit will draw me to the imagery that basically just like tells me that message. So your children or your childhood or your adolescence could be important here. And there's like a rebirth there's a rebirth going on, group number 2. So you can release stuff from the past that really doesn't serve you in your mature new way of like seeing yourself or connecting with other people. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Yes, true. And your feelings are real. I really would encourage you, group number 2, to tune into especially romantic feelings, because you do have the lovers here. I could interpret this purely as just tuning into your feelings, writing those down perhaps, and being able to see more clearly what it is that you're wanting. But I'm feeling like romance could be part of this. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I see you allowing your inner child to come forward. And I'm hearing the word exposed. Okay, so this may feel like you're exposing a very vulnerable, nubile part of yourself or to another person. or to the world, but it's like, this is what's going to lead you to freedom. Group number 2, it's going to lead you to freedom because you're going to connect to your joy through this part of you, like this happiness, self-fulfillment, the healing that you need, the innocence. It's really coming from that inner child. So the more that you tune into that, I did mention the unicorns, right? Like unicorns are purity and innocence encapsulate. That's what they symbolize. And so I feel like you're calling that up from within you. And that's what's going to really anchor. I'm hearing the word anchor, but I was going to say that's going to help you level up. But I feel like you're anchoring this part of you into your heart. Yes, anchoring that innocence, that inner child, doing that healing work and anchoring it into your heart so that that happiness radiates out from you. Yes, it radiates out from you, and then it balances out the inner mother and father. You could be doing some reparenting work. Yeah, I'm seeing that as well. Asking yourself what's true and then listening to what you feel, getting to know yourself at this deeper level, because that is going to help you to get to know a romantic partner better, or a potential new romantic partner. If you're single, it's like you getting to know yourself more is going to help you open up and connect to the right people at the right time in the right way. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I do feel like this may feel scary. It's scary enough just to like connect to those parts of ourself that we have hidden away, or that feel overwhelming, or that are so young that we don't understand them because we're looking at it from the adult perspective. And we're like, sometimes, okay, here's another side note, just bear with me. Sometimes as adults, we can invalidate our inner child or our child self because we're looking at what they experienced or what they felt or the way they interpreted the world from our adult lens now, rather than what it was like being that child that we were and how impactful that was, or how true these things felt, even if they seem small to us today as adults. So I'm seeing you being able to validate, even though it feels scary, what your inner child felt, bringing that up within you. And then I think that's going to improve your relationships across the board. Because if you can hold space for your inner child and you can honor and validate yourself, you're going to be able to do that with other people, maybe your children, maybe your partner, friends and family, or a potential spouse in the future, or somebody that this emotional intimacy is really important to have with. And I see you building up that foundation and doing some deep inner healing, inner child work, so that you can show up in these relationships and make the effort so the relationship is much healthier. Chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Sorry if my nose sounds a bit stuffy. I'm dealing with allergies. That's why I've been kind of absent lately. And we have wedding. I did mention on the bottom of the deck, wedding. I did mention the 4 of Wands there was reminding, I was seeing the altar and like going up to the altar, committing. So this situation involves marriage. This could be involved literally with a spouse, or this could be what gets you to marriage, depending on where you're at in this cycle. Or it could just be this inner union that you're creating, chemistry between yourself, your inner child, and your adult self. Unlocking some of these hidden romantic feelings, desires, emotions. Yeah, I just see you tapping into what brings you joy, what you want, maybe even connecting to your inner child and what they desired when you were them. When you were them, yes. I see you setting yourself free. I just got that message as well, group 2. In what way, Spirit? They showed me the mountains and then they said ascending, and they pointed me back to the leveling up card. Okay, so yeah, there's the more truth you connect to in those sub layers, like the past versions of self, the higher up you go in the mature version of you now and what you're becoming into the future. So it's kind of like as you go down, you go up. It's this paradox of ascension where we descend and ascend at the same time. And I'm seeing you making that effort to climb the mountain. You know, you're getting to the peak of what is true for you. You're like, chugging away from down here, going all the way up. And Pegasus could be important here. That really stood out to me. Pegasi constellation. But I was getting like this, you grow wings and then you don't have to trek so hard to get up the mountain, you can fly to the top, which is kind of what this star card is giving me too. Look at that big bright star in the background there. I just noticed as well. So look, group number 2, I really feel like this healing, this path of healing and mental health that you're doing is a lot of soul integration work. A big part of that is going to be from your inner child and those deep feelings that are still there that need to come up. Like why you're attracted to certain people at certain times, what you desire, what you value in relationships. And that includes yourself, right? Relationship with you. What you are ready to let go of, getting rid of the things that you don't need to carry with you anymore and finishing the things that you do, getting a sense of completion and wholeness so that you can get to that next level, right? So that you can ascend and you don't get stuck on one particular sort of plateau. I see you committing to this, making the effort, going all in, because the relationship with you is the one that you will spend the rest of your life with and the rest of eternity with. So it's definitely worth committing. That's the true marriage, is the marriage with self. And then as a reflection of that, it will mirror back in the types of relationships we attract. Oops. Okay. So let's get some charms for you. Group number 2. Oh, we just have the 3. Okay. So you have the cat on the branch. And this charm always reminds me of going out on a limb. So you may feel like getting to know yourself or getting to know this other person and how this is kind of triggering the inner child or bringing up things from the past to be healed. This may feel like you're going out on a limb, like you're taking a risk, but look at that diamond there. Okay. It's like you're pursuing something that is of deep value to you, and you will create that. You will get that. I want to actually put it here on You'll Know in the Morning. I was kind of being drawn to put it on the 9 of Cups, but then ultimately I really felt the magnetic pull to put it there. So why is that, Spirit? They said, look at the charm. It's at night. There's stars in the sky. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea of what to do next. Relax until then. So I feel like, oh, there's a tree here. They said, look, there's a tree. There's a branch. That's a branch. Okay, so you will know in the morning by going out on a limb to just trust yourself to find the answer. It's kind of like, instead of stressing about it and pushing or forcing, that's just going to push away what you want. So the more you relax, the more it unlocks for you, the more clarity you see, the more value you will discover from within yourself. And the nighttime is, again, related. Did I say subconscious mind before? No, that was group 1. So for you guys, group number 2, this is the same thing though. You're going into that subconscious mind and being able to see clearly. Okay. We have the Eye of Horus. And I want to put this on true, right where that star is, like with the eye. It's like the light in your eye. You will see clearly through this lens of the star. I don't know what this means, but there's something about you unlocking like a deeper layer of this, a deeper layer of truth is actually what they said. Yeah, a deeper layer of truth from within you. This could be during meditation. It could be during sleep. It could be during, they said soul conversation. Maybe you're having a conversation with your soul or doing some soul work in some way. But there's something about that. There's something about a truth that you will find or that you will see clearly. Yeah, and that's the clarity that you get. You'll know in the morning. Okay. And then you have bamboo. So bamboo, it like sits under the surface for a really long time. And then once it shoots up, it grows really fast. So you're leveling up every day. Every day you are leveling up. Group number 2. Why did I say 3? I haven't even done that reading yet. Maybe there's messages there in group 3 for you, group 2. But yeah, I feel like you are leveling up and you're doing it fast. And look how there's a big one and then a small one. This almost reminds me of like the parent and the child. Again, we have this theme coming through. So reparenting yourself, I think, is going to be really helpful here in working on getting to know yourself and really unlocking this deep inner chemistry within you, this deep hierogamic union, uniting these parts of the self and then opening up this access point within the soul to this higher level information. Yeah, the marriage reminds me of hierogamic union. So that's what it feels like to me. And then this, you shoot up in your growth cycle, your soul growth, all of it. And it's very fast is what they're showing me. It's very fast. So if you do this every day, they're also showing me the puppy that this little girl is holding. And you know how fast puppies grow? And same thing with horses, like foals, they come out and they can already walk, right? So it's like you are advancing or maturing or growing very quickly at soul level, group number 2. Yes, they said yes. They drew me back to that card really like strong, like magnetized me to it. And I've mentioned being magnetized to different cards in this reading. So I feel like you are working with that divine feminine energy of magnetism and the divine masculine energy of electricity. So electromagnetism from within yourself and being able to unlock this like power within you to heal, to create, to, they just keep showing me ascension. You guys are ascending, group number 2. Like this is the main part of the message. You guys are ascending. So that's definitely worth making the effort, connecting with your inner child, unlocking this deep, deep healing and happiness that is going to come from this. Wow. Profound love, I just heard. Profound love. And I looked up at the time and it was 2112. And I did not look at the time this whole reading. 2112 boils down to 33, which also reduces to 6. 6 is to do with harmony, relationships, family, love, romance, balancing things out as above, so below. But the 21 and the 12 is also mirrored, right? So you've got Queen and King here, which is mirroring energy within that same element. So I do get this feeling of same thing, lovers. It's like the two, Adam and Eve, the two originals, and like how they mirror each other in that way, even though they're opposites. So explore polarity, explore the duality, explore the inner child, connect and initiate this ascension process through healing the inner masculine and feminine, and that creates this ascension into higher levels of truth and healing. That's really the vibe I'm getting here, group number 2. So that is the message in this mental health reading today. I hope that this was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. If it feels like it doesn't apply to you, it may just be for someone else. So you can leave it there. But if the messages were helpful, then definitely take those. I'm wishing you all the best on your ascension, health, healing journey for your greatest and highest good and the greatest and highest good of all. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. We're doing this a little backwards. So you guys have already chosen or seen the card that is for this group, but I haven't chosen it yet. I want to say a big thank you to Nancy for sending in Dogs Against Anxiety, our new deck that we're using for the significator. So let's find out. Well, I will find out now what your significator is, and we'll get the message together as well. I feel that one actually. Okay. Let's see. It says, trust your heart. And the message is time it. How is your anxiety from 1 to 10? Remember that the anxiety and stress will pass. Set a timer for a minute. Rate your anxiety again and repeat. Notice how you feel each time you count down. Interesting. Trust your heart. So relieving anxiety by trusting your heart and counting down to see the difference. Something about that is significant here. Let's get some more information for you. Group number 3 on this mental health message to help you heal your mind. Ooh, 10 of Wands. Okay, so under pressure. Yeah, immediately the song Under Pressure started playing in my head. Have you been under pressure, group number 3? Have you had a hard time feeling clearly and trusting your heart? That's why. 3 of Swords. It's very hard to trust your heart when your heart is overwhelmed and overburdened, like these 2 cards are indicating. Okay, so I feel like we're actually going to do some healing in your reading, group 3. We didn't do this in 1 or 2, but I'm just feeling called that we're going to do some energy healing for you. We've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, 2 queens. So divine feminine energy is significant here. Okay. And the 3 of Pentacles. Look how these 2 queens are sandwiched between the 3s. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I heard Listen to Your Heart, and they started playing that song. How does it go? Listen to your heart. I don't remember the rest of it, but yeah, so your heart has a message for you, group number 3, and I think that's what we're going to be doing in terms of healing today. So once we've got the cards on the table, I'm going to give you guys some Reiki healing. If you wish to receive it, you can just say yes or nod your head or whatever it is. But yeah, we're going to be doing some heart chakra healing. So let's get a card from this deck. Helpful people. Well, that's why you've been drawn to this reading. I am a helpful person. I am trying to help you, group number 3, for your greatest and highest good. Relieve some of this burden, some of this anxiety, so you can trust your heart. But it just needs to be cleared out, is what I'm seeing. We also have look for a sign. And the energy of this coming through is actually reminding me of Saint Germain. I remember I had one client session years back that Saint Germain came up in, and I'd never worked with him before. And he came up with this really powerful lightning-like blue energy, and he sent it through me and then to the other person. It gave them an activation, and it was like clearing as well. So there's something about this as well. This may be an energy activation and clearing for you, group number 3. That's kind of the sense I'm getting. Let's get some unicorn cards. I'm getting a lot of songs coming up. As soon as I said the word unicorn, there's a song on my SoundCloud that I listen to sometimes called Unicorn Crew, I think it's called. Yeah. So music, like that's the theme that keeps repeating. Music could be something that is going to help you calm your anxiety or heal your heart, group number 3. Certain songs may have specific messages for you. So like looking up the lyrics or the artist or something about the melody or the harmony, something about music is specific here. Okay, we have it's okay to be different. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. And thankful. Think about the people and things you feel grateful for. This is going to help to drop the burden. I feel, group number 3, that you are a very helpful person too. And as helpful people, sometimes what happens is we can unintentionally or even sometimes intentionally take on the burdens of others or the emotional pain of others. I feel like you're very sensitive with these 2 queens here. Yeah, and you want to work with other people, or you want to help other people, or maybe you do that professionally or in some capacity. And it's because you're different. Like you have a different aura, you have a different vibe to you than most people. You're very strong, and so you take on a lot, but that means that you need extra support in clearing, or you need extra support in healing, letting go, processing these things. Oh yeah, I was talking about music, and I just got drawn to this card. He's wearing headphones. Something about music is significant in your healing, group number 3. Group number 3, yeah, something about listening to music. Wish upon a star, make a wish and expect the very best. Yeah, I see you releasing some things that may have been blocking your heart and creating unhealthy or unhappy expectations. It's like, the pain of the past kind of clouding your perception of the present. And the future is a little bit of the vibe I'm getting. Exercise, run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. And I can tell you from experience that is very true. But sometimes when I'm in a really, just speaking from my own experience here, take what resonates. Sometimes when I'm in a really, really low spot, like depression kicks in or the anxiety gets really bad or my chronic fatigue flares up, it's really hard to exercise. So sometimes it's hard to do the things that are good when you need them. And I think this is where helpful people come in. It's like having somebody there with you, body doubling to support you or motivate you. Maybe this is going on a walk with a friend, because then the walk becomes secondary to the connection that you're getting or the intimacy in your ability to do something with this person. But exercise is important. And when I exercise, I always have my headphones on and I'm listening to music. So it can help to shift your mood. It can help to increase your energy. It helps to release dopamine. And then exercise releases norepinephrine and endorphins and things like that help you feel happier. So at a neurochemical level, this is something that will help to heal and release some of the blocks in the heart. They're showing me somebody jumping up on a trampoline, and that's a synchronicity that's been coming up all week. Spirit was giving me the word rebounding, and they were showing me trampolines. Like I went for walks in my neighborhood, and everywhere I went, I kept seeing trampolines. And then I picked up the newspaper, and the first thing, one of the ads was for a trampoline, like a little indoor one for kids. So there could be something about exercising in a stationary way as well, maybe like jumping up and down, and that having some kind of a powerful release on some of these pent-up emotions, maybe getting some of the frenetic energy of anxiety out of the body, if that's the case and that's what you're needing. Yeah, there's something about that. Change. The changes that you're going through are positive. Okay, so there's some positive change that's happening here. Maybe changing your exercise routine, changing the type of music you listen to, changing the type of people that you connect to. Look at the bottom, happy thoughts. To feel happier right now, think about a memory or something else that makes you smile. I was kind of getting that from the trampoline energy. Like when I think of trampolines, I remember all the times as a kid that I played on trampolines. I never had one, but some of my friends did. So I'd go over to their house and we'd bounce around for hours on those things, doing bum drops and salt and pepper and crack the egg and flip the bacon, like learning to do front flips, like such good memories. I feel like this is you connecting to these things that brought you joy and doing more of that now, group number 3, because it's going to create more happiness. This one was kind of peeking out. Let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like you're a very helpful person, but helping without boundaries really is not helpful for anyone, because taking on other people's stress just weighs you down and makes you less capable of being helpful and less capable of living a happy life. And that's what you're here to do, group number 3. You are here to be happy. This is the change, and you feeling thankful and blessed and supported. Friendship, again, it's like these two queens. I'm seeing friendship being very important for you. Doing things with your friends. Connecting. Release your ex. Now, these are the Romance Angels cards, and this is not a romantic reading, but I did feel called by Spirit to use this deck. So we're going to be interpreting these more so from like this mental health perspective. And it's talking about clearing your energy, right? And that's what I'm seeing. And especially since you have the 3 of Swords, this could be releasing old imprints around love and connection, not just romantic, although that could also be part of this, but friendship, like maybe failed friendships or where you were betrayed or hurt by friends in the past. Sometimes that can happen too. And maybe you were ostracized for being different. Maybe you tried to help and it backfired. Maybe there's so many different things that are coming up that I'm seeing here in the reading. And I just feel like you're the type of person who thrives when you are connected to other people, when you can work within a team environment, when you feel valued. I just heard as well, when you feel valued for your contribution. But you want to make sure that you're not going into people-pleasing mode and crossing your own boundaries or abandoning yourself in an attempt to help someone else, because this just blocks up your heart. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. I'm really seeing you committing to your happiness, group number 3. That strong message just came through. You committing to what makes you happy, whether it's work, friends, music, dance, exercise, hope, helping people, nurturing animals. I just got that message as well. Romance could be part of this for sure. Yeah, like some people find a lot of happiness and meaning in life or purpose through romance, through connection, through families, things like that. So it's like you trusting your heart is really the core of this. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. I'm seeing friendship again being really important. Romantic partners too. Like if you wish for something, at the core, your heart is telling you that this is something that you need. And I'm seeing that in an attempt to get that need met, group number 3, you may have gone about it in a way that was self-abandoning, where you lost the connection with yourself to try and connect with other people, which is never an efficient pathway to true intimacy and connection. We have to connect with ourselves to be able to authentically connect with other people, and then to have that mutual support be healing and supportive in both directions. And I'm seeing you being able to kind of unpack some of these things from the past and within your energy field so that you have a chance here to actually see your wish come true when it comes to friendship, when it comes to romance, when it comes to any kind of heart healing that allows you to feel supported and to provide support as well. Like, it's this very mutual reciprocal relationship that I'm picking up on. That's the dynamic. That's the energy signature. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. I heard free yourself from anxiety and stress, and they were talking about that a lot in this reading. And we were getting that from the beginning with trust your heart, like timing it, remembering that anxiety and stress will pass, noticing how you feel each time. Yeah, so this change is freeing you. The more you trust yourself, your heart, the more you free yourself from I keep hearing the burdens of others. Yeah, free yourself from the burdens of others. And it doesn't mean that you're cold and you shun them or well, just deal with it. No. You can still be compassionate and loving, but you don't have to take things on. There's a difference. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And a lot of the time when we take on things from other people, we are wearing a mask. Strangely enough. Why? Because we are playing the people-pleasing game, and that's a false mask. That's a lack of boundaries. That's a misidentification with the self. So I'm seeing this whole message really for you, trusting your heart, group number 3, is you being able to connect with yourself more deeply, to take off that mask and admit to yourself where you've been overdrawn or where you've taken on too much or where you let people get in and hurt you in that way. And what you can do to release and take control of those things while letting go. And it might seem counterintuitive to let go as a form of control, but that's actually how it is, because everything that's unified is paradoxical in nature. So it's like you think you're going in one direction, but you actually need to go the opposite direction to have the effect that you desire. So letting go is the control you seek. And in that, you're able to exercise your free will more efficiently so that you can change your approach to how you interact with other people and how you take care of yourself in return. And this just creates a groundwork or a potential for all of these dreams to come true. They told me field of dreams. Yeah, it's like a field of dreams. Build it and they will come. You build this secure space within you, and then you can invite people to come and play on your terms, like within your boundaries, right? And that's where I see this true intimacy and connection coming in. Okay, so we're going to get some charms, but before we do the charms, I want to give you guys some healing. So for those of you who would like to receive this healing, I'm going to start doing that now, just a really quick sort of spurt or burst of energy for your heart chakra. So visualize that energy coming in through your heart, opening your heart and clearing away some of those burdens. Just let those fall away. You can imagine them as like sticks on your back. That's the 10 of Wands energy, or, heavy energy in around your chest. Just imagine that falling away, like you're taking off a heavy backpack full of other people's stuff. That's the visual that I'm seeing from spirit. Yeah, take off the backpack, put it down. Feel how much lighter that is, how much freer you are when you take that off. And you can start to unpack the backpack and take a look at what's worth carrying with you and what's not. You've been put through your paces, group number 3, and you've grown stronger because of it, right? Like if you've been rucksacking all around everywhere, taking on these people's burdens and carrying them with you, it does make you stronger, but too much of that makes you weaker. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So you kind of have to gauge how much is actually healthy for you to carry and put down the rest. Yeah, letting go. I hear letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Okay, there we go. I'm getting something about gold. I don't know. They just said something about gold. I'm not sure what the context is for that. Let's get some charms. Nope. There we go. Oh, look at that. Just 2, but you have the unicorn. Unicorn has been very present in this reading as a spirit guide is actually what Spirit's telling me. I didn't realize that until now, but they did have me put the unicorn candle on the table. I always have my unicorn crystal ball there. We also use the unicorn cards, and now you have the charm. So unicorns represent innocence, purity, purification, freedom as well. It's like getting out of that cage. I'm actually wanting to put it there. Yeah. So this is you freeing yourself, and you have the eye. And I'm hearing eyes wide shut. So this may have been something that you didn't want to see. Yeah, deception, like something that you shut your eyes to, that you did not want to see about yourself, and how you were operating in relationship to other people, or how other people may have deceived you and how that has hurt you, but like how that impacted how you see yourself or how you treat yourself. I'm seeing you getting clarity. I actually want to get more information on what this is. So let me just kind of tune in real quick. I did hear deception in friendships. Okay, so this may have been some stuff in the past that caused these 3 swords in the heart, and your inability, or not inability, but just some blockages in your ability to trust your heart. Yeah, and you're letting go of that now. So anywhere that you've been hurt by people, anywhere that you've been deceived, or I just heard played, okay? Anywhere that you feel like you got played, and the resulting anxiety from that, you're healing and recovering and reconnecting to your own inner innocence, Page of Cups energy. Similar to that unicorn, it's your inner innocence. It's your ability to trust your heart and feel into what is true. But first you have to clear out all of the dross or energy buildup or painful memories or distortions in the programming, so that your heart can give you the messages in a clear way. Because the heart will always tell you the truth, but if it's distorted by all of these things from the past, then you're going to get mixed signals, or you're going to get distorted messages. And that can be the internal deception as well, like not wanting to feel the truth or know the truth, because then you might have to make some changes. Oh yeah, that could be part of it too. Yeah, I keep hearing exercise your right for free will. So yeah, I obviously think that the physical exercise and the happiness are part of this message, but they're giving me a lot to do with exercising your free will, being able to speak for yourself, being able to be confident in your differences. Whoa, lights just went out. Okay. Blackout. Yeah, this is something you have not wanted to see. The lights literally just went out, and I think that was a power outage. Let me see. Yeah, that was a power outage. Okay. So group number 3, we're closing your reading in a very intense way. This is you bringing the power back to yourself, looking into the darkness or into the shadow where there has been masks within you and from other people, because it's all a mirror, and being able to take that off and really sit with yourself. Help yourself is what I'm hearing. Yeah, help yourself, group number 3, because this is going to be the foundation on which you are able to be free to interact in a more reciprocal way with other people. That is the game changer, okay? So I'm sending you so much love and healing for your heart and your mind and how they connect and how they interpret signals and how you create your reality out of that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. You guys know the drill. And we will see you in the next reading. Bye.